She didn't answer right away. She just stared at me, her eyes wide, like a deer caught in headlights. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the hum of the refrigerator and the frantic beating of my own heart. I could see the truth in her eyes before she even spoke a word. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she whispered, "It wasn't supposed to happen." Her voice was barely audible, a fragile thread in the heavy air between us. But the words, as quiet as they were, hit me like a physical blow. It wasn't supposed to happen, as if it was some accident, a spilled glass of milk, not a conscious decision that would shatter my world. My own voice felt foreign when I finally managed to ask again, the question tearing at my throat. "How long?" She looked down at her hands, twisting them in her lap. She couldn't meet my gaze. 3 months, she confessed, her voice cracking on the last word. 3 months, the number echoed in my head, a cruel and relentless drumbeat. 3 months, for 90 days, my life had been a lie. For 90 days, while I was whispering "I love you" into her hair at night, she was whispering secrets to him. While I was looking at rings, picturing our future, our home, our kids, she was building a separate life, a secret world where I didn't exist. Every memory from the last 3 months flashed through my mind, now tainted, poisoned. The anniversary dinner we had, where I told her she was my everything. The weekend trip we took, laughing and holding hands, completely oblivious. Was she thinking of him then, when she was kissing me? Was she comparing my lips to his? The thought was a venom that spread through my veins, making me feel sick. Then came the tears, her tears, not mine. She sobbed, telling me how confused she was, how he was just there for her when she was feeling lost and I was busy with work. She painted a picture of herself as a victim of circumstance, a passive participant in her own betrayal. She insisted she never meant to hurt me, but I had the messages. I had seen the words they exchanged. There was no confusion in those texts. There were no accidents. There were plans, inside jokes, declarations. "I miss you. I can't stop thinking about you. You're the one who really understands me." They weren't confused. They were in love, or at least, they had convinced themselves they were, wrapped up in the thrill of their secret. I needed to hear it from him, from my best friend, the guy I called my brother. I stepped out onto the balcony, the cool night air doing little to calm the fire in my chest. I called him. My hand was surprisingly steady. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't curse or threaten. There was an eerie calm that had settled over me, the kind that comes after the storm has already ripped everything apart. When he picked up, I asked one simple question: "Why?" His voice was shaky, laced with a pathetic attempt at remorse. "I didn't mean for it to go this far," he stammered, the classic excuse, a coward's shield, as if it had a mind of its own, this thing that just went too far. Then he delivered the final, devastating blow. He said, "It just happened, bro, that one word. That single, casual, familiar word sliced through me deeper than any confession of love they could have shared." He called me bro while admitting he had been sleeping with the woman I loved. It was the ultimate betrayal, a casual dismissal of everything we had been. The years of friendship, the secrets we'd shared, the times we'd had each other's backs, all reduced to nothing by that one simple word. It wasn't just my girlfriend who had cheated on me. My brother had stabbed me in the back. I hung up the phone. I didn't say another word. There was nothing left to say. I walked back inside, past her, still crying on the sofa. I went into our bedroom. My bedroom man pulled out a duffel bag. I started packing t-shirts, jeans, a toothbrush. The movements were mechanical, robotic. I was just a body going through the motions. She watched me, her pleas a meaningless buzz in the background. Please, don't go. We can talk about this. I love you. But her I love you sounded hollow now, an echo in an empty chamber. I didn't look at her. I didn't say goodbye. I just zipped up my bag, walked out the door, and closed it behind me on the life I thought I had. The first few days were a blur. I don't even remember where I went. I just walked. I walked until my feet ached and my mind was numb. I found myself in parks, sitting on benches, watching families play, couples laugh. Each scene was a painful reminder of what I had lost, or what I thought I had. I would sit for hours, just staring into space. The world moved on around me, but I was frozen, trapped in that moment of discovery. The nights were the worst. I'd find a cheap motel, lock the door, and the silence would become a crushing weight. That's when I would cry, not loud, gut-wrenching sobs, but silent, hot tears that streamed down my face when no one was looking. My mind was a torture chamber, replaying every moment, every conversation, searching for an answer. The questions were relentless. Was I not enough? Did I not make her happy? Did I miss the signs? Was I too naive, too trusting? I dissected every interaction, every late-night text she received that she brushed off as just a friend. Every time he canceled plans with me, the signs were there. I realized they were blinking red lights, and I had been colorblind. I had trusted them completely, and that trust, my own trusting nature, felt like my greatest flaw. But slowly, painfully, as the days turned into weeks, something began to shift. Sitting alone, away from their voices, their excuses, their drama, I started to see things with a new clarity. The fog of heartbreak began to lift, and the truth began to emerge. Sharp and undeniable. It wasn't about me. My worth was not defined by her infidelity or his betrayal. This wasn't a reflection of my shortcomings. It was a reflection of their character, or lack thereof. It was about their choices, their lies, their weakness. I learned something profound in that painful solitude. Love, real love, should never make you feel small. It should build you up, not tear you down. It should be a safe harbor, not a battlefield of doubt and anxiety. And loyalty? Loyalty isn't just a word you throw around. It's a promise. It's an action. It's choosing someone, day after day, even when it's hard. They had broken that promise, not me. It's been a few months now. The sharp, stabbing pain has faded into a dull ache, a scar that will always be a part of my story. I'm healing. I'm rebuilding. The most important thing I'm doing is learning to trust myself again, trusting my instincts, trusting my own worth. I moved into a new place, a space that is entirely my own, filled with my things, my music, my peace. I don't hate them. I thought I would, but hate is a heavy burden, and I've carried enough weight. Hate would mean they still have power over me, that they still occupy space in my heart and mind. I don't have space for them anymore. I feel a sort of pity for them, for their weak choices and the shallow foundation they've built their new love on. But mostly, I just feel nothing. They are ghosts from a past life. I don't need them. I know, one day, I'll love again. I'm not jaded, not broken beyond repair, but next time will be different. I'll be smarter, wiser. I'll look for character before charm. I'll value actions over words, and next time, I'll choose someone who chooses me back, completely and without question. This was the end of their story, but I've realized this is the beginning of mine. Thank you for being here and listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and that it does get better. Please consider liking this video and subscribing for the next part of this journey. It means the world to me.